Hello everybody. Thank you for joining me for Fire Pit Friday. I'm so glad you could join me. I would love to read a book to you. So let me find one for you in my adventure pack. Let me see. Well, this is not my book, but it's a thank you note from a 5th grade friend of mine who it says, "Thank you for being here." And on the inside, "Thank you for making my mom happy." A friend and I went to her house and we stayed outside on the front yard in a lawn chair, 6 feet apart. And we visited with her. We kept her company and it made her happy. That's a nice thank you note. And this is not my book, but it has words on it. It's a rock that my friend painted for me. And it says, "Lettuce romaine calm." Romaine is a type of vegetable, and it's a play on words. Do you ever like to play with words and make silly sentences? Let's see. Let's look in this part of my pack. Oh, this is not my book, but it's a giant jar of olives. A friend gave me these olives. I love olives. I used to get olives from my aunt for my birthday that she would cure on her own from their tree. Oh, and another friend gave me this wonderful tea. It says Tennessee Mountain Blackberry Tea from my friend, Mrs. Gronseth. Maybe you know Mrs. Gronseth. She's a good friend of mine. Let's see. Let me grab something from here and see if it's in this part of my pack. Here's my adventure hat. Always have that in my pack. Oh, don't ever leave home without your binoculars. You never know what birds or nature or clouds or stars that you might see with your binoculars. Let's see. Oh, well, this is a different bird book than I've had before in here. It's called Birds of California. You can see that right there. And I'd like to introduce you to a bird today. And before I show you the picture of the bird, I'd like to read to you a little description and see if you can use it as a clue to discover what kind of bird I'm describing. I'm an unappealing bird with a naked head. I feast on animals already dead. My senses of sight and smell are keen as I glide like a comet. All enemies beware of my projectile vomit. Those are interesting clues. Do you have any idea what kind of bird would fit those wild descriptions? Well, this is what the bird looks like. Have you seen a bird like that? And this is what it looks like when it soars in the sky. In fact, if you've ever been to the Core Butte K-8 Center, you can look up in the sky and see them gliding overhead. This is a turkey vulture. Turkey vultures don't have vocal organs, and so they can't really make sounds like other birds can. I'll make kind of the sound that a turkey vulture makes, which is just kind of a hiss, kind of like like that. And they don't do that even very often. Their scientific name is Cathartes aura. I say Cathartes aura. You say Cathartes aura. And Cathartes has to do with the word vomit. And aura, interestingly, has to do with the word golden. I don't know how those two go together. But the way that turkey vultures defend themselves, you know how skunks, how they defend themselves? They turn around and they spray a terrible smell. Well, that's sort of what turkey vultures do, but with their throw up, with their vomit. They will vomit on their enemy who's coming to bother them. Cathartes aura, the turkey vulture. That's our bird today. Let's see if I have a book to actually read to you. Let me see what options we have here in my adventure pack. Set that down. Hunting the White Cow. Oh, that's a good one. This is one of my favorites. The Mitten. I love that book. Ming Lo Moves the Mountain. Sometime we'll read that one. What's this one? Everybody Needs a Rock. I think I'll read this one because it reminds me of the rock that my friend gave me that I just showed you, the one that was painted. Let us remain calm. Everybody Needs a Rock by Byrd Baylor with pictures by Peter Parnell. Everybody Needs a Rock. Everybody Needs a Rock. I'm sorry for kids who don't have a rock for a friend. I'm sorry for kids who only have tricycles, bicycles, horses, elephants, goldfish, 3-room playhouse, fire engines, wind-up dragons, and things like that if they don't have a rock for a friend. That's why I'm giving them my own 10 rules for finding a rock, not just any rock. I mean a special rock that you find yourself and keep as long as you can, maybe forever. If somebody says, "Who's so special? What's so special about that rock?" Don't even tell them. I don't. Nobody is supposed to know what's special about another person's rock. All right, here are the rules. Rule number 1. If you can, go to a mountain made out of nothing but 100 million small, shiny, beautiful, roundish rocks. But if you can't, any place will do. Even an alley, even a sandy road. Rule number 2. When you are looking at rocks, don't let mothers or fathers or sisters or brothers or even best friends talk to you. You should choose a rock when everything is quiet. Don't let dogs bark at you or bees buzz at you. But if they do, don't worry. The worst thing you can do is go rock hunting when you are worried. Rule number 3. Bend over. More, even more. You may have to sit on the ground with your head almost touching the earth. You have to look a rock right in the eye. Otherwise, don't blame me if you can't find a good one. Rule number 4. Don't get a rock that is too big. You'll always be sorry. It won't fit in your hand right, and it won't fit your pocket. A rock as big as an apple is too big. A rock as big as a horse is much too big. Rule number 5. Don't choose a rock that is too small. It will only be easy to lose, or a mouse might eat it thinking that it is a seed. Believe me, that happened to a boy in the state of Arizona. Rule number 6. The size must be perfect. It has to feel easy in your hand when you close your fingers over it. It has to feel jumpy in your pocket when you run. Some people touch a rock 1,000 times a day. There aren't many things that feel as good as a rock if the rock is perfect. Rule number 7. Look for the perfect color. That could be a sort of pinkish gray with bits of silvery shine in it. Some rocks that look brown are really other colors, but you only see them when you squint and when the sun is just right. Another way to see colors is to dip your rock in a clear mountain stream if one is passing by. Rule number 8. The shape of the rock is up to you. There's a girl in Alaska who only likes flat rocks. Don't ask me why. I like them lumpy. The thing to remember about shapes is this. Any rock looks good with 100 other rocks around it on a hill, but if your rock is going to be special, it should look good by itself in the bathtub. Rule number 9, always sniff a rock. Rocks have their own smells. Some kids can tell by sniffing whether a rock came from the middle of the earth or from an ocean or from a mountain where wind and sun touched it every day for 1,000,000 years. You'll find out that grown-ups can't tell these things. Too bad for them. They just can't smell as well as kids can. Rule number 10, don't ask anybody to help you choose. I've seen a lizard pick one rock out of a desert full of rocks and go sit there alone. I've seen a snail pass up 20 rocks and spend all day getting to the one it wanted. You have to make up your own mind. You'll know. All right, those are the 10 rules. If you think of any more, write them down yourself. I'm going out to play a game that takes just me and one rock to play. I happen to have a rock right here in my hand. Thank you for joining me today with Fire Pit Friday. It's a great book. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.